with the first pick, Caleb Williams, quarterback, Southern California.
There's nothing unusual about the top pick in the NFL draft hailing from the entity originally known as the Pacific Coast Conference.
First choice in the draft, quarterback John Elway of Stanford.
Troy Aikman, quarterback UCLA.
Drew Bledsoe, quarterback, Washington State. Andrew Luck, quarterback, Stanford.
14 first overall selections from the Pac. 11 Heisman Trophy winners. You want greatness? The Pac has had it. Excellence? Yes. Programs that elevated their sports and the conference? No doubt.
In my opinion, it was two things. It was UCLA basketball and it was USC football.
UCLA, the NCAA champions for 1967.
USC beat the Buckeyes in one of the all-time thrillers of the Rose Bowl.
But the Conference of Champions encompassed much more than its cornerstones in Los Angeles, and much more than hoops and football. National titles, you've come to the right, meaning left coast. 560 national titles and counting. Over 200 more than the next best conference. And yes, football and basketball too, including arguably the most important and dominant program ever.
UCLA basketball represents a standard of excellence that will never, ever, 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 ever again be duplicated.
But look across the landscape, and you'll find legends everywhere.
Tears of joy for the Stanford Cardinal. They've won the national crown.
I was really proud to win a national championship being a representative of the Pac-10.
Jackie Robinson, Arthur Ashe, Tiger Woods, Barry Bonds, John McEnroe, Lisa Fernandez.
Fernandez, not only the best pitcher in the country, she's the leading hitter. She goes the opposite field and deep. 1-0 UCLA.
The Pac-12 has been dominant. I mean, when you look at the amount of national championships and the plethora of sports. But I love that the Pac has always owned the sports that a lot of people don't, talk about all the time.
Can you say dynasty? USC can. A four-peat.
Stanford now stands head and shoulders above the rest.
And he has taken home the title for the Cal Bears.
The Olympic sports. Nobody's had more Olympians than the Pac.
And you were able to see it in baseball. You were able to see it in track and field. There's so many that were Olympians.
Ashton Eaton, Jenny Finch, and Otto Bolden all called the Pac-12 home. So did Alex Morgan, Simone Manuel, and Katie Ledecky. And we haven't even mentioned arguably the greatest athlete in the annals of the conference. Arguably the greatest athlete ever, period. Jackie Joyner-Kersee. But it's not just excellence that separated the Pac from the Pac. The vibrations were different too.
It's a wonderful day. It's Oregon. The sun was out. Come on. Greatness of life that is California, the Golden State.
The Wildcats.
Yeah, the West Coast vibe in the conference is something that's super unique. Like, as much as sports meant so much, there was also a casual understanding of life and appreciating, looking around and just being like, how blessed are we?
There is something about showing up and somebody's got a tan. And by the way, you don't have a tan because you're in Wisconsin.
And the campuses are also beautiful, and they're in beautiful places. You have the mountains, you have the ocean.
Take Pasadena, for instance. The setting, the climate, the majesty, the Rose Bowl. This is football Eden.
It's one of the few places that you think about that day. You see a parade, and then you see the game.
Hit hard by Ronnie Lott after a gain of a couple.
I don't know of anywhere that happens.
That was the very peak of what you could achieve at that time. And there was no playoff, there was no anything. The Rose Bowl was the absolute pinnacle of what you could do.
Brunel to the corner of the end zone. Bailey, touchdown.
But geography both benefited and diminished the Pac. It was always running behind because 80% of Americans live east of the Rockies.
We were annoyed when things started too early in the morning on a Saturday morning for college football. Like, who's getting up at 7 a.m.? Like, you're crazy.
I think we always kind of felt like we were a little bit outsiders. You know, you guys are sleeping on the East Coast and we're still playing. You know, we never got the respect, so we stuck together.
Seismic news in college athletics. USC and UCLA are expected to leave the Pac-12 conference.
After more than a century of excellence, the end came suddenly. Schools bound by tradition and history, cleaved by the pursuit of revenue and relevance. The bigger schools making common cause with leagues on the other side of the continental divide. The smallest schools left to fend for themselves.
We just kind of got left out to wander the wilderness. I don't know where it lands for them. It just sucks, man. I think it's just really sad.
When you think about this portion of the country not being represented in a power conference, I mean, it feels like the death of these schools, and the schools will still be there, but it's not the same.
I walked into Maples today and they put the ACC on the floor. I was like, well, it's over. I mean, sometimes you need that physical reminder that this is really going to happen.
As rich as the Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac-8 was, the Big Ten even more so. So I'm really excited about this opportunity for UCLA's iconic brand to finally align itself, I think, with a conference that's going to be worthy of that brand.
Yes, time marches on. Empires fall. Allegiances fray. But we will always have our memories of the Pac at its peak.
All the band is out on the field. And they're mobbing Johnny Woods.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Historic mark. First ever national championship. 12th national championship. NCAA record 16th national championship.
No one has won more games in the history of college basketball.